The Cat Snoring Inn, a tale of rest and warm hospitality. The Cat Snoring Inn, a cozy tale of unexpected help. One sunny day, a lively tour group arrived at the Forest Hotel, eager for some much-needed rest after their long journey. The hippo manager and Miss Raccoon, ever so gracious and welcoming, greeted each guest with a smile and led them into the cozy lobby. Everyone was eager to check in, but the tiredness from the journey made the atmosphere sleepy. As everyone waited for their rooms, the sleepy heads started to nod off. Miss Squirrel, always busy and energetic, leaned forward, dozing off quietly. Mrs. Rhino found a comfy spot by the wall and fell into a deep, peaceful sleep. The two little white rabbits, always together, curled up with their heads resting on each other. But the most surprising of all was Lady Cat. The moment she closed her eyes, she began to purr loudly. Whoosh! Whoosh! The sound echoed in the room, waking everyone up. Miss Squirrel blinked in confusion and said, "I've only ever heard Grandpa snore like that. Why is Lady Cat snoring?" Mrs. Badger, who liked her peace and quiet, raised an eyebrow. "Her snoring is so loud, I've never heard anything like it." As Miss Raccoon tried to organize the rooms, Miss Squirrel was the first to protest. "I can't stay with Lady Cat. Her purring will keep me awake all night." The little white rabbits nodded. "We thought we were hearing a tiger. We can't share a room with her." Even Mr. and Mrs. Badger grumbled. "We like peace and quiet. We can't sleep with that snoring." But Mrs. Rhino, always calm and understanding, smiled and said, "It's okay. Cats are naturally loud sleepers. Let me stay with her." And so, the rooms were arranged, and everyone tried to rest, though the sounds of snoring filled the air. The next morning, chaos broke out in the lobby. Miss Squirrel was in tears, her little toes wrapped in gauze. "A mouse bit off part of my toe thinking it was candy," she sobbed. The two little rabbits looked exhausted. "We didn't sleep at all. Mice had a party in our room and ate all our food." Mr. and Mrs. Badger weren't happy either. "The mice ate all of our food and even chewed through my suit," Mr. Badger fumed. But then, Mrs. Rhino walked in looking completely refreshed. "I had the best sleep of all," she beamed. "While everyone else was awake, Lady Cat was doing her job, catching mice." I didn't hear a thing because she kept the room so quiet and safe. Everyone was curious. "Where is Lady Cat now?" "Oh, she's sleeping, of course," Mrs. Rhino laughed. "She worked hard last night, and now she's taking a rest. I'm not bothered by her snoring at all. It's the sound of comfort, and I sleep soundly." The next night, Lady Cat took on her new role, helping the hotel. First, she spent time in Miss Squirrel and the little white rabbit's room, catching 28 mice. Then, she moved to Mr. and Mrs. Badger's room, clearing out the pests there as well. That night, every guest slept soundly. Even the hippo manager and Miss Raccoon were so peaceful that they couldn't help but snore. Whoosh! Whoosh! The sound was calming, like a lullaby, and the whole hotel seemed to breathe in unison, falling into a deep, restful sleep. As the dawn light peeked through the windows, Lady Cat, who had been working hard to keep the hotel safe and clean, took her rest in the comfiest spot of all her room. It was her turn to snore. The hippo manager and Miss Raccoon were grateful to Lady Cat for solving their mouse problem once and for all. They wanted to thank her for everything she had done. From that day forward, the Forest Hotel became Cat Snoring Hotel, a peaceful and clean place where guests could sleep soundly, knowing that Lady Cat was always on the job, keeping everything in order. Guests from all over came to stay, drawn by the quiet comfort and the clean, pest-free rooms. And as for the mice, they stayed far away, knowing well that the hotel was protected by the best mouse hunter in the forest, Lady Cat.